Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Comic Book Users. Welcome to another episode of the show alongside the man, the myth, the legend, all the above.
The one that nobody cares about? That's all right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Comic Book Users.
Mr. Wild Bill.
Yes, the unknown comic. I like to keep it that way. I don't tell jokes. I do impressions, and nobody cares. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So today is viewer request day.
A crazy kind of request. He's a Sea of Tranquility viewer who...
He is.
I guess found out about our channel.
Yep.
Your other channel.
My
I
other
didn't
channel.
know you had another channel.
I didn't know you had Comic Book Users. I've only been talking about it for like 5 years. Hello.
I've done a couple ads with you.
Yeah. It's like so.
So yeah, welcome.
Yes, welcome everybody. So of
and
course,
to that dude who posed the question.
I forget who it was, but
he knows who he is.
It was a good question because, of course, all last month I did a look back to my favorite albums of 1974 throughout the month, and I'm doing.
And why?
And I'm doing
why is that?
Why is that?
Yeah, because why?
Because I want to.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because it's 50-year anniversary.
Well, yeah, it is. Yeah, but that's why I do that every year. So,
okay.
Just so you know, so Bill doesn't know, but every January on Sea of Tranquility, I do albums that are 50 years old in whatever year, so 2024. So we look back to 1974, and then in February, I'm doing right now. I look back at 1984. So albums that are 40 years old.
Okay.
So I do that all each day. I pick a different album that came out in 1984. So. Spoiler alert, we probably will do our... Well, we don't really have a lot of stuff from 1984. Maybe we do 6... We can go back to 64.
This is my... This is the year I did not know you. And next year is our 40th anniversary of knowing each other. I think I met you in 85. Right? Somewhere in 85.
We might have met briefly in the fall of 84. But yeah, we really got to know each other in 85. Yeah.
84, this would be my anniversary of my second semester freshman year in New Paltz. This is my 40th anniversary of my freshman year.
Exactly, yeah.
So there.
So
1974.
So wait, for now, we'll decide what we're going to do in the future, but for now we're going to do 1974. So we've each picked out our 10 favorite.
So he texted me about this guy's question, and he like copied him. And so I went on the video to look at the comments, and so I copied and pasted the comments so I could, have it to flip through, not having to go back online and look at the question.
And then we were like, so
I wrote you about it, and I was like, what? And you explained what you just said now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I think we can do that. He picked 6 books, so we are going to go off on a comic book geezer tangent, because when we used to pick covers, we used to do 10. So we're going to do 10, not
our
6,
10
buddy.
Favorite. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Give you an extra 4.
Well, originally we had decided on 5, and then I went and looked at the whole list of all the books published in
1974.
I'm like, there's no fucking way I could just do 5. I'm like,
and I was like,
it's crazy.
First, I was like, how the hell am I going to go through 12 boxes for just 1974? How am I going to do that? I mean, it's
So I found a list online.
Yeah, that made it easier to pinpoint shit.
But still, it did way too much.
So to start, I'm going to go with Hulk. Love this cover.
171. It's a great book, right? Because look at the battle there. It's
sandwich of Rhino Abomination sandwich.
Yeah,
You're going to make Hulk peanut butter.
Yep. It's a great issue. It really is a great issue.
It's phenomenal, man. When I was like, oh, I'm a Hulk fan. So, this guy was talking about superheroes, and this is from January 1974, but obviously it was really physically came out in the late 73. It would have probably came out like in October of 73, technically. But it's got January 74. You know how that rolls.
I looked it up because
it says 74, but that's
no, but I went and looked up. It was published in 74.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal is with that.
But you know what I'm talking about. They always come out 3 months in advance, the date.
Yeah.
This really hit the stands 3 months earlier. In like October or November, this book was out. Anyway.
It's the first pick. All right. My first pick is Avengers 130.
Ooh.
The big battle between the Avengers and Titanium Man, Radioactive Man, Crimson Dynamo, and the Slasher. This is a hell of a fight here. And a really cool cover. I think that's a Gil Kane cover. And there were a lot of good Avengers issues to choose from. This was published late in the year. I had a hard time picking an Avengers book because I had a bunch that I really wanted. But ultimately I went with what I consider maybe the best battle issue of the year for the Avengers.
The Iron Man number 69.
Oh, yeah. Just lots to choose from for Iron Man this year, too. Yeah, that's a good one.
This is just phenomenal. This is just great. How, pushing the girders. Iron Man. Strong.
And they don't show them on the cover, but look at that rogues gallery of villains who appear in this issue, which helped make it the powerhouse issue that it is. Tomb of Dracula, number 18. First of a two-part story against Werewolf by Night. Hint, hint. It won't be the last you see of Werewolf by Night in this rundown. But this is a classic cover, classic issue. I love when they did the monster battles. Right, it's almost like they're saying Universal Horror didn't do it well. We're going to do it the best. So you had like those two fighting each other. Frankenstein monster fought the both of them. Is awesome stuff. So yeah, that's my next pick.
Defenders number 14.
Oh, that's a good one. Nebulon. Yeah.
Yeah, great cover, man.
Yep. That's what.
Really trippy.
Sal Buscema, right?
Yeah. This screams like 1960s psychedelic art.
Yeah.
I just love it, man.
It's a good issue. That was also a multi-part story. Really good stuff. Well, I also picked 170.
What do you know? See, we don't tell each other this.
We don't. There was a lot to choose from for Hulk for this year. It was tough, but ultimately, it's hard, right? I mean, this is a great run. I mean, and most people are like, "Oh, you didn't pick the Hulk versus Wolverine." That's a cool issue. That's not better than this one. This is a great three-way battle here. I really love this one. I picked it. Bill and I both picked this for a reason because it's really that good.
It's classic, dude. It's one of the best Abomination covers. Even though the Rhino's on it, it screams Abomination because he's in the foreground,
Yeah, and I always wanted to see Hulk fight two of his big bruising enemies,
1974.
Oh, there you go. So, of course, Bill just got that one, right? So
recently. Yeah. Just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So glad it was still on my porch when I came home. Yeah. Thor 225, first appearance of Firelord.
There you go.
John Buscema cover.
Cool. Fantastic Four, number 147. Huge battle with the Submariner Namor. Of course, the whole subplot in this book is that Sue files for divorce from Reed, and what does she do when she does that? She goes running over to Namor because those two always had a thing for each other. And then, of course, you got Johnny and Ben fighting for the honor of Sue, and this huge battle ensues. This is a great one of the great battle issues in Fantastic Four. Again, another book that had a lot to choose from, but I ultimately went with this one.
Okay.
And I almost picked that one. See, the Avengers is tough from 74.
I actually had something different picked, and I swapped it out.
Yeah, that's
because I didn't have any Avengers representation.
Yeah, that's a great choice. I almost went with that. I was torn.
Yeah,
because it was between that one and the one that I picked.
With Ultron.
No, Kang, not Ultron.
Oh, Kang. Why do I have Ultron on the ring?
I don't know. There were other good Ultron ones.
You do the Watcher instead of the Stranger.
There you go. So you got Kang and Ultron.
Finally.
Yeah. All right, Mighty Thor. Hercules and Thor battling the Destroyer. This is a great issue. So, it's like first Herc starts fighting him, and he's getting kind of pounded, and then Thor shows up.
The Destroyer, too. He's been around.
Oh, yeah.
He's in some older Thor issues.
He is, yeah. This is a great one. And again, this, and Bill and I talked about this in our last episode, this was a time where Hercules was appearing showing up quite a bit.
Palling around with Thor.
And in fact, on the one you have with Firelord, he's the two of them fighting Firelord there as well. So, yeah, you got Hercules and him. 224 and 225. So this is back to back. Yeah, both great issues. All right, back to you.
Where were we?
You're right there.
Spider-Man 136.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Why are you doing that with the head? Did you see that? Yeah.
No, I'm agreeing.
No, I'm teasing you.
I'm agreeing. It's a great issue.
Do you know why I'm teasing you?
No. Because you want to. I don't know.
Yeah. This is one of the comics in that stack of Spider-Mans I bought from you back in the college days.
Yeah. Well.
When I gave you $20 for a stack of Spider-Mans, this was in that stack. Thank you, Pete.
You're welcome.
Took good care of this one.
No, I had to buy it all over again.
I did. You do? You have it again?
Yeah.
Great cover, man.
Yeah, it is. It's a great storyline.
It's phenomenal.
I will say right now that I had to pick a Spider-Man in this little exercise we're doing here. This was the hardest one, trying to figure out which Spider-Man
this is classic,
It is. And
for 1974. And there's a bunch, You almost pick all of them, basically. Yeah. It's so hard, There's so much going on.
Right, since we're talking Spider-Man, let me just go ahead to mine. So I picked 129.
Ooh.
Of course, this is a facsimile copy, because of course I sold my original to him back in 1980, whatever.
86.
86.
86 or 87, something like that.
So I had to go out and buy the replication of it because to afford that now.
But the book was worthless back then.
It was totally worthless. I didn't give a shit. I was like, I need money for beer or whatever. I don't need this comic.
And I didn't. Yeah, it was just like I got lucky because I needed the books in the 120s and 130s, and what I scored from you was books in the 120s and 30s.
So it's the debut of the Punisher. It's a really good issue. I had a hard time with this because
I think it's overrated. But
I agree with that. I think it is a little overrated. I picked it because of its significance. I almost picked. Well, I considered the one you just showed. I also considered. I think it was issue. Is it 130? No, the one where I got Hammerhead.
That's 130.
That's 130. I almost thought about that one. There's the wedding of Aunt May to Dr. Octopus. I thought about that one. There's a whole bunch. I went with that one. So it's like,
I really thought about this one. This is just awesome. Iron Man number 67.
I like that one. Yeah, with the freak.
Because I'm a big Iron Man, Hulk, Spider-Man fan, and this guy who asked this question, I basically took it to heart with superhero comics, you know. So I went with my favorites because, like, it's hard. Like, you could sit here for days picking all these titles from 1974. There's so many good ones.
Oh, for sure.
You know.
Sure.
What else?
My next one, giant-sized Man-Thing number 1.
We're fighting the Glob.
I love this issue. So I had a really hard time because I knew I had to pick a Man-Thing, and I really love Man-Thing number 5, which is the Death of the Clown issue, which is, I think, is probably the greatest single issue of Man-Thing ever published. But this is the best Man-Thing battle issue by far, and the Mike Ploog artwork is terrific. So I had to choose one of them because I really didn't want to duplicate any like characters here, so I went with this one. So Man-Thing number 1.
I had to go with Hulk 180.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Facsimile copy. I have every Hulk from 102 to 401. Missing a couple in the... obviously missing this one.
Well, the original, yeah.
Yes, and I'm missing like 4 or 5 issues in the 320s. Basically where Rick Jones becomes the Hulk. Who else you got?
Werewolf by Night number 16.
Oh, yeah.
I love this issue against the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Again, Mike Ploog again. You see it, sense a little, a little bit.
Look at the arms on the Hunchback.
Oh yeah, he's enormous. And, you know, this was tough too because I really like issue 14 where he fights that creature. I forget what the hell it's called. This is in the middle of the Mike Ploog run, which I just adore. But this has always been one of my favorites because it brings these two like kind of legendary characters together, and great cover too on that. So, yeah.
I had, of course, go with Hulk 181.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's for, you know, sometimes significant.
Copy. Yeah. I'm glad I finally had it. I've read these. I've told this story before if you watched our show. When I was a senior in high school on the track team, I was on the bus shooting my mouth off about comics. I had a collection, a subscription going when I was in high school. And this kid on the bus, he was a freshman. His name was Jason. And he comes up to me. He's like, hey, I didn't know you were into comics. I'm like, yeah. He's like, did you ever read 180 and 181? I'm like, no, why? He goes... I had Hulk, but not that old at the time. I had my issues started in the 230s, you know, my subscription. And he was like, oh, well, the Hulk fights Wolverine. That's where Wolverine first appeared. I was like, I never read him, never seen him before. I didn't know that. And the next day he comes into school with 180 and 181 and gives them to me to take home and read. Yeah. This is in 1982. I was like, wow, man. So I brought him home and read them and brought him back to him the next day, man. So I did get to read these, you know, and it was funny to be able to read these copies. Read them like 2 years ago when I got these books. It was like, of course, I didn't remember them, but classic. Yeah,
I bought this facsimile too recently. I'm at the point now where there's certain comics that like are always just going to be. I'm not spending $3,000.
Like that Moon Knight one.
I did the same. I bought the facsimile too. I'm like, I'm never going to be able to afford this. I need to
find that facsimile. Werewolf by Night 32.
Oh, you didn't get that when they first put it? Oh, yeah,
I didn't see it.
Because, you can get it. They have it online. That's where I
ordered it. I'll look around.
Yeah.
So what else you got?
I got Ghost Rider number 5.
Ooh, another Mike Ploog, right?
No, I think this is a Johnny Romita cover. Actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
No Ploog on the inside?
No Ploog. No, he had stopped doing it already by then, which is a shame. But this is still a good one. This also has an appearance of Mephisto in it, which makes it really good. I really like the early Ghost Rider run. Got kind of silly later on, but yeah, very, very cool issue there.
I had to go with Big K myself. The real 129.
Original. My old issue.
That came in that stack of $20 for... Yeah. Spider-Man. This was like probably one of the greatest hauls in my comic book career. Obviously,
let's hold them up back to back.
It is.
So what sucks about my facsimile is
they don't talk about the jackal.
They don't mention the jackal.
They should.
Yeah, they should because it already says Punisher up here. So I don't know.
They don't need to plug it twice.
No, not at all. So that's the one shitty thing about this. But to have it is good because it looks. And you know what else too? I don't know. It's almost like the Punisher's head looks a little different.
This book is beat up, but it still looks beautiful for what it is. You know, for a book that's beat up, it's still.
It was well read. I can tell you that much.
It has survived.
I bought that off the rack.
This was incredible to get this, along with a few other scores in the 120s and 130s.
If you wanted to sell that today, you'd probably get $1,500 for it, even though it's in kind of shitty shape.
Yeah, I would think at least 1,000 minimum, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But I mean, it is a good story on the inside. I read it like maybe 5 years ago. I took it out and read it, and it was great. You know, like Punisher's on there taking pot shots at Spider-Man while he's jumping around on the roof, and he goes after like, who the hell are you? What are you doing? So
my last one.
Oh.
Captain Marvel number 33, the kind of the big end of the saga against Thanos. This is a great battle issue, and really this is when the Thanos character really became the monster that he would continue to become. So fighting him, fighting the Avengers, fighting Warlock, right, and then later the whole saga. Jim Starlin, great cover, great battle. I had to choose this. It's one of the great ones. There were a couple of really good Captain Marvels. This is the best era of Captain Marvel, though. That was a 5-6 issue run with Jim Starlin. Yeah, it's just unmatchable.
That you have also. That was one of the original Captain Marvels in my collection that I got from my friend Tony when I was a teenager.
Nice.
That was awesome. As always, in typical comic book geezer fashion, I'm going to go off on a tangent. This guy
Bill want to play by the rules today, so that's okay.
Well, I took his question literally too far. I went off on a tangent. He said top 10 books of 74. I'm like, well, there's so much genre categories. He didn't say. He
didn't specify. He left it
so I was like, oh, superheroes? What about horror? Okay, what about horror? Okay, do you mind?
I totally don't mind, so go for it.
I'm going to go for top 10 horror books from 1974. Evil Knievel back?
Of course.
I picked this up at a flea market. I think I got this for like $2, man. I think this is a Maurice Severin cover.
You might be right there.
I think it is.
Yeah, I might be right.
But yeah, Chamber of Chills was the first one in my collection at the time. I picked this up about 6 years ago at flea market. Crypt of Shadows. Got this from our friends in Texas. Just love this. This is a reprint of a cover from the 1950s. Strange Tales, I believe. Awesome. Just love that cover, man. Where Monsters Dwell. Yeah. Frankenstein the Hunchback. And what's the female? She's like a female Dr. Frankenstein. Yeah. Oh, Elizabeth, he'll ruin everything. You mustn't disturb
Where Monsters Dwell is a great
I had to go with a vampire cover. Tomb of Darkness. Gil Kane cover here.
Yep.
Right? Tomb of Darkness. What's this number?
12.
12. Yeah. Love this cover, man.
Yeah, that's a good one right
there. I think it's John Romita cover.
Yep.
Dead of Night. I got this in the mail. It's a beat up issue. Pricey too, man. So I'd like to find this in the wild at a con. If I get another cleaner copy, I would go for it.
Yeah, it's got all the writing on it and everything.
Yeah.
That's pretty beat up. Geez.
It is.
Yeah. I have one that's in really good shape. I don't remember where I got it from. But
yeah, this is nasty, and I got hosed. But I wanted it. I needed it.
Almost picked that one. That's a really good issue.
Yeah, I love the lightning effect.
Yeah.
Tomb of Dracula number 20.
There was a lot of good Tomb of Draculas from 74. There was a lot to choose from.
Number 22, I believe. Am I saying that right?
Yep, 22, yep. I almost picked that one too.
Werewolf by Night number 15.
Mike Ploog cover. Look at that. I believe this was the first time Mike Ploog had done anything with Tomb of Dracula, which is pretty noteworthy. Yeah,
yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
I got this from our buddy Eric back in the day when I first started collecting.
Yeah.
Thank you,
that
Eric.
is part 2 of the one that I showed before, by the way.
John Romita cover, Dead of Night number 1. I just love the creepy skeleton hag.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know, it's just awesome. Tapping her on his shoulder. Excuse me, dearie. You know? I just love it. The look of horror on her face. Don't touch me. Yeah.
Dearie.
Number 18.
Yeah, that's another one I thought about. No.
Again, I love the lightning in the background, you know?
Yeah.
Back from the grave. Well, where'd you go while you were gone? I don't know.
Oh.
The supermarket? Walmart? I don't know. Back from the grave.
Yeah.
It's like this guy in the background.
I have summoned you, Dracula.
Yeah. You know? And of course, classic, last but not least, giant-sized chillers, The Curse of Dracula. Basically, giant-sized Dracula number 1.
Yeah.
The introduction of his daughter Lilith here, who can't stand his guts.
Can't stand his guts. Great Romita cover there. That's a good issue.
So there you have it. 10 classic horror covers from 1974. One more last going off on a tangent. Honorable mention number 11.
Yeah,
Pete showed this before. yeah, I picked this as a
You didn't
honorable.
pick any Man Thing. Wow.
No, I wanted to, but I just kept going with horror, and then I just terminated Man Thing.
Can't pick everything. I overlooked some Frankenstein issues.
Tomb of Dracula had a lot of stuff, you know.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it was just like, so there you have it, gang.
Favorite comics in 1974?
Horror. I did. Hope you like that tangent, buddy. Hey guys, as always, thanks for being here. Please click the like button and thank you for your comments and your subscriptions and all your support as always. We thank you for watching Comic Book Geezers. Please click the notification bell so you can be kept in the loop every time we have a new video.
Very important.
Yes, and if you're new, we got a playlist. You can check it out. We got a lot of old videos. So thanks for being here. We got a lot of content. More coming up next time on Comic Book Geezers. I'm Wild Bill saying thanks again.
And I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.